Afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. We are rolling through February already. I have a last-minute guest. She's near Nashville. She's an advocate, a writer, and a talk show host like myself. I'm going to talk to her in a few minutes and discuss the circumstances under which I got her and I'm going to profile her. But before we get to her, I got to read these incredible underwriters, and then we'll get right to it. So we have Countertops Express in North Attleboro, experts in the installation and removal of quartz and granite. We have New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We have Carver Jewelers, Ronald Dow and Lyle Delano Goldsmiths right here in the building. We have Kingston Auto Body in Kingston. We have Crazy Axes Rec Center in Hanover. We have the Auto Shop with Master Mechanic Ed Rooney also in Hanover. We have the Hanover House of Pizza in Hanover also. They make great Sicilian pizza, Greek salads, and have awesome people working there, and they deliver. We have Genuine's Inspection in Middleborough. We have good old Dave's Automotive in Hanson right up the road on Route 58. We have Bulldog Sports Cards in Middleborough. We have the Gunrunner LLC, the Second Amendment Freedom Store in Middleborough. We have Salon Giovanni in Marshfield. We have Pals Driving School in Middleborough setting up classes for April and June. Better check the website and get on it. And we have DNS Auto Works and Collision Specialists in Abington, also right up the road on Route 58 in Abington, as I said. And I want to thank you guys very much. And now this is Mary Jackson. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. And you're a writer, and this was an unbelievable. I always say everything happens for a reason, but I say this is a blessing. So tell me about what do you write? Let's talk about that first, and then we'll break down some of the other stuff you do.
All right. Yeah, I am. Well, I'm a children's writer first and foremost, and my focus is on empowering kids.
Okay, perfect.
So, yes. So I have a children's series that has relaunched under like a new publisher, which is fantastic, Norton's Triad Publications. And it's called the Inspired Kids series. And it's for littles all the way up to kindergarten, first grade. And it's about, helping them to accept who they are, right?
Okay.
Knowing that however they came into this world is okay. And I've got I am pages in each book to start that positive, powerful language for children. And these were inspired by my kids, but actually my late life son who came into the world under some challenging circumstances for both of us. And so that's where this came from.
Okay. So are these children's books? Is that it basically?
Yep. The series I have out right now is a children's series. And then I've got a middle grade reader that'll be coming out this year. And then I just signed a contract for a 10-book series for middle grade readers. And it's actually with a company out in California, and they are all about empowerment for kids. It's really very exciting, actually.
Okay. Well, now I have to ask right off the bat, when you say empowerment, the one thing as a person, as a kid myself, and I have to cover this because it is something that happens. I was bullied a lot as a kid. So, and I think a kid empowerment, I have to wonder if, is it one, I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with bullying. Obviously you don't advocate that, but what exactly is kid empowerment? Just have kids be able to control their own destiny? Is that it basically?
No, it does have, like, the middle grade reader that'll come out this year, Cheers from Heaven. That is an anti-bullying story.
Okay.
And that's about kids who they bullied a child and that child passed away, not from the bullying, but from an illness. But the kids feel remorse and they end up going on this journey of self-discovery and end up learning how to be better kids, forgiving themselves, learning how to accept others. It's a really great story. But no, what I'm talking about empowering kids with words is that, if we can teach kids tools to help them be able to self-regulate their emotions and go from like A to B to C. So like from, being in a bad space to a better space, we can cut down on bullying because then children won't feel like they want and need to take it out on someone else. They're not learning this at home. So, coming up with and being able to teach kids through written stories and, giving them tools and ways to be able to think for themselves and have those, when they're having a bad day, if they're given certain things they can do, then they can get themselves in a better space and know, hey, I don't have to feel this way, or this is why I'm feeling like this. And I can get to a better space. I mean, my youngest son he's on the spectrum.
Okay.
And so
I know what that's like.
Okay. Yeah. It's a big part of my life because 2 of my 3 kids are. So it's a very big part of my life. And his therapist has spent quite a bit of time with him, teaching him how to understand what's happening in his body, what his emotions are, being able to label them, being able to understand what's happening. And that diffuses a situation very quickly, actually, when you can teach a child things like this. So if he can learn it, a lot of kids can learn this. And so I just, that's all my heart. It's a passion of mine. I feel very, driven and passionate toward being able to teach kids this stuff. And some of that comes through these books. And, so either great books for buy them and give them away, donate them,
Right.
So,
I know you're helping children out. Okay. And how long have you been writing these books for?
I got published in 2017.
Okay, so 7 years. Good, lucky 7 years. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Okay. I'm just wondering. You seem like you seem like you have like a teaching style too. Have you ever been a teacher? Have you ever done that in any capacity?
Yes, I have. Yeah, my son is with me right now. Yeah, I've actually taught at his school, and I have also taught classes with kids. And I was in film and TV, so I've done a lot of theater stuff with kids, and done a lot of musical stuff with kids. I was a dance teacher for a long time, so it's just part of my makeup,
Yeah, proud of you, Ramon. Well, tell me about your TV. Your TV role as a TV host? Is it that you just said? Where do you host TV? Is it public access?
Well,
or beyond that, or what
yes.
are you
Yeah, so I do live stream. I've got Writers Corner Live TV that's on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and all those things. We're getting ready to join Bernard streaming services that is on Roku and Apple. It's on Google TV and Amazon Fire.
Okay.
And my radio show, which is called Cover to Cover, and that is an author show. I just joined about 4 weeks ago the Brushwood Media Network, so I'm on syndicated radio now.
Oh, cool. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this for?
Well, I've been doing the Cover to Cover for a year and a half, and it just joined the network 4 weeks ago, and it's on Saturdays and Sundays at 12 p.m. Eastern.
Wow.
And it'll start going weekly soon. And then the Writers Corner I've been doing for 5.5 years.
Wow.
So I've been doing this a while.
Well, what's the Writers Corner? Tell me about that a little bit. I obviously you incorporate your writing with your broadcast media, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So Writers Corner, we interview authors and everything in the writing world. Like the other day, I actually interviewed 2 musicians because they're songwriters too. And one of the guys toured with like Duran Duran and Billy Idol, in the 80s.
Classics.
So it was really exciting. So I like to interview publishers, publicists, illustrators, authors that are anywhere from debut to New York Times bestsellers all over the world.
Oh, cool. So basically have you ever interviewed a self-published author or I don't?
Yeah, absolutely everything. Yes.
Because I did a book I did a book of short stories in the 90s myself, and I can't believe I actually was able to pull that off and actually get a whole book out of that. But I did pretty well with it, given my situation. That I had it self-published, and I got on TV on a local station in New Hampshire, and I sold books in the thousands. But I went door to door doing it.
That was the old days, right? To be able to do that. But now we've had to become really creative, especially since the pandemic. So a lot of stuff is online now. We do. I do stuff in person too. But I try to gather authors together that are local. Sometimes they'll come in from out of town. We try to put events on. I do a lot of events out in the public in our community for autism because I'm an ambassador advocate for Autism Tennessee that serves 60,000 plus families here in the local area. So
wow. All right. Now tell me about your childhood. Did you go? And you're outside Nashville, right? Is that where you?
I am. I was born and raised in Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
And I lived there until I was about 26, and then my husband and I moved up here with his job. But my first job at 16, I danced at Disney World, so it was pretty cool, actually.
Okay, like Mickey Mouse, doing one of those things.
Yes, yeah, I was in the Donald Duck Parade and the Electric Light Parade that was in the summertime. I was in that parade, and
wow.
That was when I was like 16, 17. And then I went to work at a place called Boardwalk and Baseball and did it was an 1850s cowboy western show.
Okay.
And then I ended up at Church Street. So these were all tourist attractions,
Right. All in Florida? All Disney World. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Now you were 16. That was at 16, your first job was all that stuff was at Disney World in Florida, not Disneyland in California. Okay. So
Right.
you have great memories. So obviously you obviously had a knack for pageantry even as young as when you were a child, which is pretty cool. And you obviously
Yeah.
okay. Did you do it? How about music? Have you done? I mean, I know you interviewed musicians. Have you played music, sing, dance? I know you like to dance. Have you sung and played music as well, or anything like that?
Yes. Yeah, I started dancing when I was about 3 years old. And
Okay,
so I danced up until I was about 24, 25 years old. And I did film and TV in Orlando. So I have that kind of background, all of
sure.
that, And and then I came up to Tennessee, and then I had children. And then that took over my life. And then now I'm kind of bringing throughout my life, I brought all those things that I was trained on back into my world, and so now I'm trying to utilize those things now in my life still. I
Tell
think
me
I
about.
did,
Go ahead.
huh?
No, go ahead. To keep talking about it. I'm going to ask you
I
about.
was just gonna say I continued working in doing some acting and some modeling and stuff until I was about 34.
Okay,
And then I stopped because then I became a full-time mom. So
of course. Yep. Well, tell me about what did you do in film? We're going to talk about your acting and your modeling too. Tell me about what you did in film and TV in Orlando. Well, as soon as you did that, I wanted to hear about that. So tell me about.
that's all a very long time ago. So that was 30
Well, part of
years
your
ago.
life, your life story. So it's what
Yeah.
matters. Okay.
So yeah, so I was on a TV show for a little bit of a time, and one of the shows Joaquin Phoenix was in back when he
Wow.
was he was 14. And so there was a lot of theater I did there in Orlando, and commercials, local commercials, national commercials. And so it was, lots of that print work. I did all of that in Orlando for a long time. So,
Okay, and that included modeling too, I guess, right?
I'm sorry, what?
That included modeling as well. You said you did modeling in Orlando. Is that in Orlando as well? Okay.
Yeah.
And that was
That was
print
in
work.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool,
It was a lot
okay.
of fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Wow, modeling, nothing wrong with that. How many children do you have now? Three?
I have three. Yeah, I have
okay.
three. Mhm.
And I have to say this is working out pretty good because you have your daughter's is getting some kind of a procedure done, and I know everything's going to be fine. I've been through that myself, but it's really amazing how things worked out today. I had three people actually cancel on me before I found you, but you were already on my callback list. So I just want you to know I think the fate is working out for us today.
Absolutely. Yes. And I know that she has just called me to come back where she is. So I do have to go in just a minute. And I don't want to, but I have to because I got to go take care of her and see what's going on with her. She's not doing well. So
Oh, she's not.
no, I need to go back there with her. But my girls are music artists. So I also manage their career. So they yeah, my son here is with me.
Right. I know. I heard him.
He's been doing some acting. Do you want to come say
Well, you
hi?
know something? If you let me ask you something, Mary.
Yeah.
If you have to go in, can he finish the interview? I can talk to him. I can interview him as well. Does he want to? Ask him.
No, he has to go with me. Come here. You want to say hi? Come here and say hi. Say hi.
Hi, how are you? Okay. Okay, that's fine. Oh, no, listen. I'm glad I met I'm glad I met a good portion of your family. That's great. Okay.
Yeah, he's a sweet boy, and it's interesting raising kids who are on the spectrum. It really changes who you are as a parent. It makes you have to parent differently. But we have to keep having these conversations, and help with awareness. Because 1 in 36 kids is being diagnosed now by the age of 8 with autism.
Okay, well, I mean, it's easy. I'm going to tell you, I was diagnosed as being schizophrenic when younger than that, and almost committed. And fortunately, my parents couldn't afford the tuition, and believe me, it wouldn't have been good. And that was we're talking 57 years ago. So I mean, it's easy. It's much easier today because I think people have they have more handles on the condition, and there are ways of dealing with it that they didn't have back in the 60s when I was a kid. So
Right.
So I know I've been down that road. I know exactly what it's like. And I went down the road kind of the hard way. And then finally we found a therapist who became like a family mentor for many years. And he really did help us out a lot. And I've seen people off and on since then. I'm not seeing anybody right now, but I know how important it is to be able to talk things out and, you know, and to be able to deal with issues of, you know, just you know, having you know, acting out in certain ways. I did, because like I said, I was picked on a lot as a child myself, and I had to deal with, and when there's a lot of pressure on that. When you get picked on, you feel sometimes you're desperate, and the only way you get out of it is to pick on other people. And I did that too, and I'm not happy about it, but I like to think I learned from the experience, and that's basically all you can do is learn from the experience, and then that's how you grow from it.
Right. Absolutely. You're 100% right. Yeah. And, you know, as parents, it's really, I feel very passionate about that. It's our responsibility to step up for our kids and do what our kids need for us to do for them, you know, because the world's a different place.
Oh, it is a different place, but in some ways, you know, I mean, things have gotten so much better in terms of, you know, in terms of handling stuff. Unfortunately, the world is crazy too, because people act out in ways that that they've never done before, and that's, you know, and so it's kind of a balancing act now. It's kind of like we got to deal with this. We've made progress in one ladder and gone down in another. So at some point, hopefully, the world will find itself in a situation where it's balanced, you know, where people have learned that there are better ways of than acting out and being violent and doing stuff like that. Because we're having problems in our schools up in where I live, including my own high school that I keep hearing about, which is pretty bad right now. But fortunately, I mean, I'm not there anymore. I drive by there every day. I see the kids coming out of school. They're not, you know, they're causing trouble, but that's all I hear. But all you can do is you can do your part, and I think you're a good advocate for that. You know, to help people out and everything. You know, to get people.
I'm trying. That's for sure.
She's a good mommy.
Oh, thank you. He said I'm a good mommy.
There you go. I mean, that's great. Okay, so just curious, before I wrap it up, what are you working on now currently? Just more, you know, more books or a book or what?
No. Okay. So right now I'm in the middle of finishing editing the book that'll come out this year. And then we will begin, my co-writer and I will begin the 10-book project that we're on, and getting I have to get the show up on the network.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to be writing a pilot for a TV series on this network. Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. I don't know for sure, but I hope that's going to work out.
Okay, well, that's what that's all you can do. All right. Well, all right. So do you have anything aside from that? Do you have anything coming up on the horizon that you want to mention before we wrap the show up? Like besides that, anything, you know, any events or the people, anything, you know, that are worth noting? Because I always ask everybody that, so they make sure we didn't leave anything out.
Yeah, absolutely. I know March 16th, we're going to be doing a singer-songwriter night here in where we live. And they're going to be artists coming in from around the area. So I can send you the link if you want to, because I think we'll be going live that night. And, you know, my girls will be performing. And so I'm really excited about that. So we're trying to get their music out there. You know, they've released 3. We're getting ready to release their 4th song. They've gone number 1 and 2 on the Euro and indie charts. They've done really well. And, you know, we're really, as a family, we're trying to bridge the gap between diversity and inclusivity and really just put some light out there because the world needs it.
It absolutely does, like we were discussing. Now, you're talking about your daughters that are gonna be performing?
Yes.
Okay. Now your son there, he's the youngest, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah, my girls are 23 and 20, and then he's 10.
He's the oldest. I'm kidding.
Oh, he said he's the oldest.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. Well, that's it. When you're a child, you want to be you obviously feel like you want to be the oldest. All right. Well, here's what we're gonna do. We'll wrap the show up. Okay. Let's see. I thought my tech guy was in here, but he's not. Oh, okay. So we're gonna wrap the show up. And I was wondering, could you stick around for an extra second? My tech guy will take a picture, and have you on Facebook?
I am, yes.
Okay, my tech guy will take a picture, and I'll tag you in it. Are you okay with that? And then you can go and see your daughter. It won't be.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do need to go in there with her.
I understand. All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but everybody, you know what, if you want to contact me, I'm at Mary E. Jackson, maryejackson.com. And then email is mary@maryejackson.com, and on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and under those names.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Plus, I already have your number, obviously. Otherwise, you wouldn't be having this interview. All right. You did a great job, Mary. Okay. All right, folks. We're wrapping up another great episode of Topic Time. See you next week. Have a good one. Signing off, rolling out. There we go.